Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, my face is already done. Today is gonna be a story time. I'm going to tell you about me. So if that is something you want to know, who I am, where I came from, and all that good jazz, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, my name is Cherie Strong. I was born and raised in Okinawa, Japan on June 27th, 1986. Yes, Okinawa, Japan. My dad was active duty military. I am the oldest of four. I have one sister and two brothers. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the real MVPs. Anyways, I got tired of doing a whole bunch of makeup videos. I figured I'd let you guys in just a little bit. With both of my parents being either in the military or working for the military. My mom is a director of a child development center, and that's what she does. She's always worked with the CDC. They both have their bachelor's degrees. Pretty sure my mother might have her master's degree. And yeah, they're doing it big things popping. But anyway, we were in Japan up until the age of 12. Then, till I was the age of 12. Then we moved to Holloman Air Force Base, which is in New Mexico. Then from Holloman, we went to Germany. Oh no, I'm lying. From Japan, when I was 8, we left Japan and went to, where did we go? I wasn't 8, I was 5 or 6. We left Japan when I was 5 or 6 and went to Germany. And from, I see why people write notes down because I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, we left from Japan to Germany, went to Ramstein, Germany. That's where my baby brother was born in 1990. And then the end of 1990, November, Scorpios. And from there, we went to Holloman. And from Holloman, we went back to Okinawa, Japan. So we got to Okinawa, Japan when I was 12. I started back 8th grade there, where I met my homegirl who we did the Triangle podcast with, Brandy Blocker. She's the one who showed me around, her and Travis Russell, showed me around Kadena, like showed me the ropes. This is who you hang with, this is who you don't hang with, you know, this is what's popping, da. And from there, I stayed there all the way up until I graduated in 2004. Then my dad got orders. He had orders for us to leave before I graduated, but he worked it out with the Air Force to where we could stay until I graduated, since it was my senior year. And we got stationed at Kirtland, which is Albuquerque, New Mexico. Back to New Mexico. So there, I think I laid on my butt for about a good 6 months. And then my parents were like, what are you going to do with your life? I turned down an internship because I thought I was in love. That's another story. And because I could have been working with my auntie at Raytheon. But I didn't even go to college. I knew that if I would have went to college, I would have lost my mind. I wasn't that disciplined. So I figured I need some discipline in my life. Let me join the military. So in January 2005, January 11th, which would have been a few days ago, I would have hit 15 years in the military, but I got out. Freedom! I joined the military, and from the military, guess where I got stationed? Just guess. Kirtland Air Force Base. One day I'm going to do a story time where I tell you guys about my military life. Not right now. And while I was at Kirtland, I got stationed there. I left in January of 05. I came back, I want to say June or July of 05. Bought my car, got my first cell phone, lived in the dorm room. And that's when like life hit me. I did not know that tissue and laundry detergent and paper and things like that cost that much money, because, you know, my parents paid for everything. So now I have to pay for stuff on my own, and I had to learn how to budget money, how to balance a checkbook. Some of y'all ain't gonna know what that is, but how to learn how to balance a checkbook and life, okay? I met my husband November of '06. We got married April of '06. And then we bought our first house in Los Lunas, New Mexico, which is like 20 something miles away from Albuquerque. And 2 years later, we got a divorce, but that's okay, because 6 years later, we got remarried. And we're on year number 5 of being remarried. So a total of like 14 years together, on and off, if you want to count that. But I had a lot of growing to do, and I had a lot of discovering to do. So once I got out of the military, that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar type 2. For the longest, with me being a black female, I did not think anything was wrong with me. I thought everything that I was going through was normal, and y'all was just gonna have to deal with it because this is me. That was my mentality. However, I finally went and saw the VA and got some help, and I have been medicated as of yesterday for 5 years. I've been on my medication, and it has helped me out so much. I am an angel. Let me stop lying to ya. I'm a lot better though, I promise you. I'm not going to go into detail about that. So I am currently enrolled in school. I received my bachelor's I just had a brain fart. I received my bachelor's for social and criminal justice, and now I'm working on my master's in criminal justice, specializing in forensic science, because I like breaking down the evidence that comes. I might become a analyzer to figure out things through Facebook and all that. I don't know yet. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't. Okay? I have 2 children, a girl and a boy, who you guys have seen in previous videos, and if you know me. And I have a fur baby. And right now we're currently in Utah, because this is our, next duty station. And I think by the time we finish here, my husband will be able to retire, because he'll be at 20 years. Where we're going from there, I have no idea. None whatsoever. And that's pretty much my life. I love Jesus. I would say I go to church every day, but since I've moved out here to a country that is 93% Mormon, I have yet to find a church home. Let me stop. But I'm serious though. I pray for your girl. But that's about it. That is me in a nutshell. And now I don't have to I might do a Q&A where I let people ask me questions, but I'm not there yet. I'm not. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got to see a peek into my life. I guess I could tell you how I fell in love with makeup, but that could be another story. And I'll even tell you about my first day of basic military. That's what I'll do. I'll give you my first experience when I joined the military. My dad told me don't volunteer for anything when I left. Mind you, I was 18 years old the day that I left, and it was January 11th. My bus got there, and we all were like sitting in this waiting room. And while we're sitting in there waiting for the BMT bus to pick us up, everybody's on their phones talking, but we're in this glass box, kind of like on you, but it was bigger, and we're just all in there. We were separated from the regular people that were at the airport. And while we're in this box, people are talking, on their cell phones, just doing what we do. And next thing you know, like all these TIs come in, yelling and screaming, "Shut up, get up, da, 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 da." Just what you see in the videos. When I went in, that's what they were doing. I don't know if they still do this now. And yeah, get up, come on. So they get us all on the bus, and then right as we get to our stop, they tell us that we had to go in a room. So we go into another room, and it was like this big conference room table, and there were seats along the table. However, there were more people than there were seats. Thankfully, I got a seat, but they kept coming in telling us we couldn't go to sleep. So what I did to stay awake was I watched all the people that were dozing off and trying their best to stay awake. That's what I used to keep me awake, because I wasn't trying to get yelled at on the first day. So then after, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I was too scared to even check my phone. But I know it was extremely early in the morning, and they come in yelling, get up, grab your bags, take your bags outside. So you go outside, and you drop your bag to the right of you. And then they tell you, you know, who is here played any instruments? And nobody raises their hand. I think everybody got the briefing that I got. Do not raise your hand and volunteer for anything. So I didn't raise my hand. And then the guy cusses, who the F in here has touched an effing instrument? My hand goes up immediately because I know, I'm like, well, what if they check my records and see that I played piano for 2.5 years in Japan when I went to school? Like, they're going to know that I touched the instrument and I don't want to get caught for lying. So I raised my hand. So the ones that raised their hand, they had us go in a separate line. They start asking us questions like, what did you play? How long did you play? So the girl in front of me, she said she played the flute and she played for 5 years, but it had been 3 years since she played. And so he told her to go back in the regular line. Then the guy asked me, what did you play? And I was like, I played piano. He was like, for how long? And I was like, for 2.5 years. He was like, how long has it been since you played? I said the same thing the girl said, because I was like, I don't want to be in this special group. I don't know what this is. So I was like, oh, it's been like 3 years. He was like, all right, stay. And he kept going down. I'm like, come to find out, dude thought I could read music. That's going to come into play a little later. So that whole group, we go to our dorm rooms. And mind you, the sun is up now. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, we got to go to sleep and get right back up. And Reveille plays. We're not going to have any sleep. This was the first and only time they let us sleep in till like 9 o'clock, I think it was. Because I remember looking at the clock in the dining facility. I like to look at everything. So, you know, they called their flight in, and which I was flight B142. Prepare to enter the dining facility. And as you go in, you had to salute the lieutenant colonel, which is crazy. Later on in my career, I got to meet her face to face. And I was like, yo, I used to salute your picture every time before I ate chow. Now I'm actually seeing you and getting coined by you. That was dope, but that's the military life story. Anyways, I go in there and they have you side shuffling. Like, you got to hold your hands on the tray and you're sidestepping to get. Now, your first week there, you can't get no Gatorade or no juice, boo-boo. You can only drink water. And somebody like me who could not stand water was pissed. And once you get your food, they you go to the tray and, like, you have to, it's a formation. Once you put 4 of you guys, it's 4 to a table. Once you all put your food on the table, you cannot sit until all 4 of you are there. And then you sit down. And before you can eat any of your food, you had to chug a glass of water and turn it upside down. That was the hardest part for me because I'd be full off the water before I could even get to my French toast and all these other things. And there was this guy there who did the omelets, who was burned in the fire, but he was so dope. He did the omelet, omelet, omelet. And I'd be like, ham and cheese, please. And they'd be like, you know, stand up straight. And, you know, none of, anyway, they say you had 10 minutes to eat. It was more like 2 because they're telling you to hurry up and get out there, and you had to carry this portfolio around, and you got this field jacket. And we're still in our civilian clothes because we hadn't been issued our thing yet. But come to find out, the flight I was on, when I said B142, B stands for band. The guy thought I could read music, so he put me on the band flight. But because I couldn't read music, guess what I was doing? Cymbals! So during our graduation, the band flight, you know, you have to play for the graduation, and we had to play for a couple of graduations before us. But that was my military life. And then I ended up getting to my first base, which was Kirtland Air Force Base. And yeah, that was my first day in the military. I was scared. I don't think I went number 2 till like the 4th week. That's how stressed out you are. And yes, it's community showers, and yeah, you got flip-flops and stuff. And like the first time we had the shower, they had us put soap on our shoulder, and you had to put shampoo in your hair. And with me being a black girl, I should have never did that because black people don't wash their hair every day. And I was in there and I had so much soap in there, and you only got like 2 minutes to shower. The hardest part for me was to get the soap out of my head before, you know, I had to go in there. And that's where I met one of my homies who, if it wasn't for her, I'd be lost, because she showed me everything I needed to know about being in the military, dealing with females and dealing with dudes, because I had no idea. I was just so green. But yeah, throughout my posting, I figure once I hit a goal, maybe when I hit 100, I'll do another story time. But since I hit 50, I think I'm up to 60 now, subscribers, I figure I'd hit you with a story time. And that's it. Bye.